with Mr. Drayton. Shine!
You are now locked in to the Saturday Sit Down with the talented Mr. Drayton. Your favorite place for the best conversations. We're talking news, politics, entertainment, and possibly the ever so rare nipple slip. You are now locked in with the talented Mr. Drayton, and this is the Saturday Sit Down.
Hey, you guys!
You're muted.
Every week, Marvin in my head. Every week. Stop talking all that damn talking over attention. What I said was, lucky. Guess who's here every week, 1 p.m. It's good to see you. Looking real good today. You're looking real good today. So you got your hair cut and your Valentine's Day shit on. But before you go buy lube and condoms, thank you for checking out Saturday Sit Down with your man, me, Gregory the Talented, Mr. Drayton, a.k.a. Alice's baby. Before I get started, I'd like to give a shout out to my gal pal, the ballhead gal. Happy Valentine's Day and happy birthday to you. You know what I'm talking about. Happy birthday, yay. And the Bougie birthday yesterday, yay. All these Aquarius, and we know what y'all mamas did this in the summertime, hot pants. Hot pants, hula hand. Now, as y'all know, I cannot do this by myself. I have to drag along people in case I go to court. I need a witness. So, my first witness to take the stand, he is the creator of this very network, the Afro in Chief, the man of the hour. He indeed is the Muffin Man. Look at it. Wednesday nights on 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on this very network. You can catch him on the Philosopher King, 7 p.m. You can catch him with me on Monday nights, Monday afternoon, night. I don't know. It's getting later and later. At some point, it'll end up being 9 p.m., 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here in these streets. And if you're into podcasting, like we're into podcasting, please catch him for M3 Presents the Bearcast. Boo, boo, boo. Right. Okay. No. Love that for you.
Yeah.
How are you, friend?
I am good. Yeah. I have sounds, but I don't know which ones are which.
Well, just whatever.
I was hoping that was going to be applause. Oh, here it is. I still got to work out my stream deck. But
it's gonna be awkward and out of place, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And I cannot forget that you working the soundboard Friday nights for me on 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 7 out west. It was off the rails last night.
Yeah, it's a great show because
people love
it's
it.
always like sexy, but sometimes it gets like profound, and other times really silly.
You like that? I know you did. I know.
Yeah.
It's always been my dream. That's always been a 10 o'clock. I know you think it was a nightmare. That is.
It makes me more flexible because I have such a fixed schedule that I realize I am better with my sleep, that I can go to bed late and still get up.
Yeah. It is. It's one. I mean, because we talk about adult things and things. Balls dropping and cunnilingus and all those kind of things. And we do it with alcohol. Last night I was drinking red wine. That was great.
Yeah.
I had a sinus thing, swag, so I had to take it easy. And T'Challa called me and was like, "No, you know better." Us done with the guests. So speaking of T'Challa, I got his daddy on the line down here, the new mayor of Tijuana himself. Tuesday nights on 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Male Media Mind. You can also catch him in those TikTok streets. We out there slaying ninjas. Out there, wop, pop, 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 2-piece, gotcha. 2-piece in them. Gotcha.
I mean, I do what I can, but it's always with love.
Wow. Woo. Right. He's out there like motherfucking, what's his name? Like Billy.
That's funny.
Well, listen, just in case this week's news got you down and all about, let me give you a reminder of who the poopy pants in chief truly is. I want to just remind you.
Mm.
Forget it.
Donald Trump is a lifelong gangster. He's a lifelong Zionist.
Okay.
He's a lifelong philanderer. He's a lifelong cheat. He's a lifelong hedonist. He's a lifelong felon. He's a lifelong blackmailer. He's a lifelong bully. He's a lifelong malignant narcissist. And he's a lifelong sexual predator. And since he's been president, he has now joined the ranks of international war criminals and mass murderers.
Yeah.
If you have taken the time to look at even some of the newly released, I'll call them e-files, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
You know that Donald J. Trump, along with the rest of the rich and famous predators in those files, should spend the rest of his life in prison.
All right, man. All right, people, get it up.
And even if he did, that would not balance the scales of justice owed by this degenerate monster. And yet, knowing all of this, there are still thousands of pastors and Christians
Oh,
I love
who
the air quotes.
continue to give Trump their undying support.
yep.
From a moral, ethical, legal, and spiritual perspective, how can these pastors and Christians not be party to Trump's corruption? By supporting him, lauding him, defending him, excusing him, they are party to his criminality. If in the scripture, hate and lust in the heart makes one a spiritual murderer and adulterer, what does heartfelt endorsement, justification, and assistance to a man who makes murder and adultery look like a Sunday school picnic by comparison mean spiritually? How does God look at that? As God looks on the heart. If he tells us in his word that lust and hate is spiritual adultery and murder, then what does he conclude when he looks at the heart of people who give their endorsement to such a vile,
Right.
evil,
Correct.
wicked man, and do it consciously, deliberately, and enthusiastically? What we know now about Mr. Trump allows zero consideration for Christians who continue to make excuses, justify, and defend this man.
Zero.
Wow.
Zero.
Wow. Wow.
Zero.
Wow. 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 Wow.
If you
Yeah.
struggle,
I wish more pastors would get that
Yeah.
and say that out
you
loud.
black and you struggle, and you white and you struggle, you got the unmitigated gall to call yourself Christian.
Yeah.
The unmitigated gall to call yourself Christian.
Yeah. I think it's for those who have bought into it, it has probably warped that segment of Christianity forever. Like, because I think it's like once you have gone that far, it's not, you've changed what normal is.
Yeah. Oh,
As
yeah.
long as it satisfies whatever social
Struck that you may have, yeah.
yeah, whatever social policies that you want. If you know this person works for you, you don't really care about their character.
Yeah.
Like that says a lot about what you feel about hierarchy and structure. So like yeah, it used to matter what the personal beliefs of their leaders were. And I don't think anyone could ever fool themselves into believing that Trump believes in anything. Because I remember at one point, I think it was talking about the strikes on the Venezuelan boats, even prior to the invasion.
Yeah.
They asked him, "Do you have any sort of moral quandaries about it, or do you have any?
Of course not.
Are you answerable to any higher power?" I mean, I think they actually use that word,
Yes.
higher power, and he just said, "No, just my
I am.
my sense of morality, and that's it. Like I do not subject myself to any higher power of morality." Like every Christian should have been up in arms when he said that.
Yeah, but here is the also thing that I'm coming to realize that the voting booth is going to tell the story. You may not want to come out and tell the truth out loud. You may still post that bullshit and publicly espouse that shit. But when you go home, motherfucker, gas is $3 a gallon and a loaf of bread is $5 a gallon. You gonna think about the next time you pull that lever. There is a billionaire right now, right here in the great state of Georgia, that is running for governor. And he is running the worst ads I've ever seen in my life. And they're dumping everywhere. And it's not making a dent in what he needs to do. He's spending millions.
Yeah.
Because he mentioned that one word. Hold on 1 second, Michael. He mentioned that one word that's a dirty word. He mentioned Trump. And he should not have done that. He would have got away with it if he didn't. But he is so brainwashed, is what I want to do. But before we get into your next comment, Malcolm, I want to talk to the homosexuals out there. And I want to give you a reason for if you are afraid. I want you, when you're walking down the street, I want you to take a look at this. Please, go ahead.
Am I scared to go up against ice in court? Honey, I was in Weight Watchers when I was 12. I would go to soccer practice in the 7th grade, then to a weigh-in in the church basement, and then to therapy. You can't hurt me.
Just want you to know.
Throw in like conversion therapy, you'd have like the first round.
No, we've been through so much.
Yeah.
This ain't nothing.
Right.
This ain't nothing.
I was gonna say, like, have you ever known someone who has been through conversion therapy as a kid?
Yes, it's terrible. Yes,
they are so fucked up.
You know what? And now he does drag.
Yeah.
Now he does drag. I don't think he would have been without that. He would have been a regular gay, but he's an entertaining gay, and I love him. Listen. That's the thing about it. But you know what? I love when I come here, I get to do the black news told by white or white-facing people. Ladies and gentlemen, Malcolm, myself, and Swag present the Black News. Let's go.
This is Black News.
In this week's episode of the Black News, we go all the way down from Trump's L's of the Week to RFK is an admitted coke abuser. Let's get into it. Why wait? Amanda?
We've got electile dysfunction. It's time to talk about Donald Trump's L's for the Week. Over a dozen members of your administration are in the Epstein files so far. You got an absolutely terrible jobs report. Terrible. We added no jobs last year. You added 130,000 in January. Joe Biden averaged 350,000 new jobs a month. You closed the airspace over El Paso for 10 days and wouldn't tell anyone why. It was because you shot down what you thought was a drone sent over from the cartels. It was a party balloon from a birthday party. You absolute frickin' dingus. The National Governors Association, led by a Republican from Oklahoma, has canceled their formal meeting with you at the White House. Dr. Oz is having to go on a cleanup campaign after RFK Jr. telling people to please, 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 for the love of God, get your measles vaccine. Todd Lyons, the director of ICE, admitted in Congress under oath that there is absolutely no reason for ICE to be at the polls. Attorneys generals across the country are just copying and pasting that statement into their prepared lawsuit templates. Thanks for that. Thank you. Thank you. Lisa Murkowski has come out that she's a no on the SAVE Act. How many votes can Senate Republicans lose on this bill? 0. The answer is 0. 1 is more than 0. So sorry. John Thune followed up with a statement that he is not anywhere close enough to having enough votes to get rid of the filibuster. So that's that. Sucks to suck. Michigan's not giving you their voter rolls. No. So you sued. And a federal judge was like, yeah. And so was the Secretary of State of West Mother effin' Virginia. The citizens of Chicago, Portland, and Los Angeles have successfully kicked the National Guard out. Bye. And you absolutely failed to indict the 6 members of Congress who told the military that they shouldn't follow illegal orders. Democrats have successfully blocked ICE funding. DHS is shutting down. Oh no, man. ICE has been forced to delete social media posts blaming lack of arrests in Colorado on local law enforcement and media. Turns out they just showed up 2 weeks after law enforcement had already made the arrests. You weren't giving people in Minnesota attorneys. And a Trump-appointed judge was like, yeah. The people of Minnesota have successfully forced an end to the surge. As those guys leave town, can we all just stand behind them going, shame, shame, like from Game of Thrones? That'd be pretty funny. A warehouse in Kansas City was set to be sold to ICE, so a lady set it on fire. That sale is no longer happening. What a hero. If you know her, no, you don't. Those men you deported to CCOT, who then went to Venezuela and are now God knows where. Yeah, a judge says if they want to come back, you're going to have to help them come back. Okay, thanks. The Democrats got 6 Republicans in the House to join them in overturning your Canada tariffs. And 3 polls have now come out saying that people preferred life under Biden. And a Bush-appointed judge is not going to let you punish Mark Kelly for speech. Sorry. I don't think you've won a single First Amendment case. Huh. Your administration took down the pride flag outside of the Stonewall National Park, so the New York City folks just put it back up. Fuck it. After all 4 Republican candidates for Senate in New Mexico failed to get enough signatures to get on the ballot, the Democrat's going to now run unopposed. First time in modern New Mexican history. It's okay, babe. I'm sure you'll eventually do something right, and your daddy will come visit you in your dreams and tell you that he loved you after all.
It's so low.
I'm familiar with the SAVE Act.
Yeah.
The stupid thing that they wanted us to bring our passports to the polls.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Calvin,
Yeah.
Greetings and salutations from the comfort of my bed. I opened these eyes just in time for the show. Amen. Happy Valentine's Day, my party people. Just in case you didn't hear me the first time, happy Valentine's Day, Merry Christmas, happy Black Saturday.
I was going to say, I was happy to hear that they didn't have the votes in the Senate, because I saw when it passed the House, I was like, oh my God, you know, it's really bad.
Right.
Like, it is.
Because really what it amounts to is a poll tax, because lots of white people, believe it or not, don't have passports.
Right. Yeah. It's just voter suppression straight up.
So and now they know they're at the end of their their reign of terror. They're just trying.
Yeah, they're just trying everything.
Malcolm, Swag.
Yes.
What would you say if I said to you, the leader of our health organization admitted to doing cocaine?
Not surprised.
I would say I find that hard to believe.
I got a video. Play it, please. Thank you.
Didn't I tell you all? Didn't I tell you that this man would snort a quaalude out of a rattlesnake's navel, and you all told me I was being extra? Didn't I say that this man would snort heroin out of a kangaroo's pouch, and you said, Rashonda, you've gone too far? This man stated, I'm not scared of a germ, because I used to snort cocaine off toilet seats, and y'all put this man in charge of what? Exactly. This is the man that you're listening to that's telling you not to vaccinate your children. This man has a worm in his head. And you are telling me that this is the man that told you, do not circumcise your child. They will have autism. This man right here, the toilet seat sniffer. I told you that this man would do crack off the back of a silverback gorilla. And you said, Rashonda, you've gone too far. He just said it. Y'all, we could have had Dr. Pepper, Dr. Dre, Dr. Seuss, Dr. Thunder. We could have had Dr. Scholes. But oh no, we chose the toilet seat sniffing Robert Kennedy to tell us what to do about our health. And they've already cut grant funding to health services. Y'all need to pay attention.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, the thing is, I thought it is just something that he's doing now because, I mean, he's been in and out of rehab like most of his life. So
he looks like it. I cannot.
Yeah. No, I mean, like that's just really what it was. Like yeah. I mean, the only reason he's not in prison is because his family had connections and kept him out of prison and going to rehab over and over again. Right.
Again, this is a man who ran over a bear or claims he found a bear and threw it in the back of his car and just left it there the whole day. Rotting in the back of his car.
Oh no, it gets worse. So the detail of the story is you don't have any knowledge of how far Brooklyn is from Manhattan. It's a long. It's about an hour in the car with traffic. Okay, he drove from Central Park to Brooklyn with this thing in his trunk. Had dinner at one of my favorite steakhouses, which oh gosh, delicious. Anyway, so in the world, it's one of my favorite steakhouses. Like a steak is like $200, but it's so fucking worth it. Like I think they have cows in the back. I don't know. But anyway, so he had dinner with friends. He was like, "Hey, guess what I got in the trunk of my car?" And they're like, "Are you fucking kidding? What's wrong with you, nigga?"
Right. I think that's the part that is
right.
crazy.
That's the part that gets me. Right.
Is that you actually thought it was a good idea and told people about it.
Right.
No, and then you get back into the car.
I can see you doing
it in there is bad
secret.
enough as it is. That's what I'm saying. It's like the whole thing is just bonkers. And y'all thought this is somebody who should run the health department. I'm like,
we take a 2-hour drive to Connecticut. It's not over. We take another 2-hour drive to Connecticut. And you
just bizarre.
I still don't get why. Like, what's the point?
Cocaine. We know why. A hell of a drug.
No brain cells. Yeah.
It's a hell of a drug. Stay away, party people. Same to you guys. I love you guys. I hope you all have a great day today.
Yeah.
Perfect day. We're just where we want to be. Malcolm, I told you I do not believe in polls. I don't. But when things keep coming up to me over and over again, watch. Amanda has an opinion on this. Go ahead.
Donald Trump is picking our pockets. Trump's tariffs are a import tax imposed upon the American consumer. As it is functionally a flat tax, it is regressive. They affect the working class and the middle class, you and I, more than they affect the upper classes. In 2025, the tariffs cost most people an extra $1,000. That money goes straight into the general fund of the Treasury. That's the fund out of which America pays its bills, America's checking account. Taken straight out of your checking account and put into the IRS's checking account. Now, why does that matter? Because Trump is suing to take it from you personally. He's suing the American government for $10 billion. This is over a data leak from several years ago where a contractor from Booz Allen leaked Trump's tax returns, along with a couple of other people. Treasury, under the second Trump administration, has terminated all of its contracts with Booz Allen, and now Trump is personally suing for damages. $10 billion is the maximum he can sue. It matters because of where that money is coming from, which is the general fund of the Treasury. That was confirmed by Scott Bessent, who is the Secretary of the Treasury. So Trump specifically instituted an unconstitutional tax on the American public that inflates the revenues in the Treasury, and then sued the Treasury for his personal gain. He is quite literally robbing from the poor to pay the rich. It's all very Epstein class.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, when I heard that, I was just like, wow. It's like, when are y'all going to see this? I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. And this goes back to your comment about polls. So I think the major problem people have with polls is that measurements are both quantitative and qualitative, right?
Hold that thought.
Um,
I introduced the wrong video. So not,
Hmm?
I introduced the wrong video. I'm sorry. I mean that's the next one that she has is about polls.
Okay. Go
I'm so
ahead.
sorry. So hold that opinion for me one second. Let's just go ahead and talk about this. So that's how he's robbing us. It was all a grift.
Yeah, that is incredible to me that Republicans are not angry about it. That's what's crazy to me. It's like we know, how horrible that is, but I don't know if any Republican has come out and said like this is, yeah.
Well, they say
horrible.
it in quiet places. So
Right. I'm sure they do.
They don't want to, they don't want to offend the sundown.
They don't want to lose their job. Yeah.
Right. And they don't want to piss off his supporters either. But it's like,
right. I don't even know now why won't they say anything because they have nothing to lose. But anyway, so go ahead and run the next video.
Today, Attorney General Pam Bondi testified before Congress about the Epstein files. And everyone is quick to throw shade on her because the DOJ is doing a shit job. But here's the thing. Just last week, I said that there's a special place in hell for the women who enable this system. And I got so much heat for that. People told me I wasn't focusing on the men, that I was instead playing the hate women game. And I want to be perfectly clear. Holding women accountable is not anti-woman. It's actually feminism at its core.
You see, patriarchy does not survive without women who defend it, protect it, enforce it, and, vote for it. If you use your power to shield abusers, if you dismiss survivors, if you protect men who exploit women and children, you're responsible. And holding women accountable does not mean we stop holding men accountable. It means everyone answers for what they've done. Feminism is about demanding equality. It means we also demand equal accountability.
If we want to dismantle the system, we cannot pretend some people are exempt just because they're women. Everyone who enables harm is part of the harm. And as one of the comments who agreed with me, you can't be surprised that you raised a shitty man if you put shit in the water.
Oh! Shut your hateful ass mouth. Shut your white hateful ass mouth right now, woman. Wow. I need to send her. No. I love both of those ladies. I love you guys so much. I actually communicate with the woman in the glasses.
I mean, they're right. It's like, I mean, we get that same argument, from people who are black, and saying that like, oh well, if you go against somebody who's black, I mean, you can't say you pro-black. It's like, but if they're helping white supremacists, then how's that not pro-black? If we hold people who are black accountable for the actions that they do against our own people, like make sense.
I heard this a great deal when the black woman was running for governor, the Republican black woman, for governor in Virginia, and NAACP backed her opponent,
right,
the governor of Virginia. Abigail Spanberger, and so MAGA was like, "Oh, I thought you guys were pro-black,"
right?
And I responded to him, "I'm pro-kiss my ass because she is pro-Trump. I am not pro-her." And you see how she lost in spectacular fashion because the MAGA movement themselves are racist, and I don't care. The person that we talked about in North Carolina that ran for governor, he lost in spectacular fashion. There are unless they were already in power, there are no black people in power. Tim Scott already had a job. Okay. That other big head boy from Florida already had his seat. He did not depend on MAGA to get his seat. So, with that said, this is all about to come to a close, because it's all going to implode on itself. But speaking of imploding on itself, I don't know about y'all, but my healthcare is going to shit right in front of my eyes. Okay, so Dear Leader came up with, he likes his name and stuff. I want them to give him a big crayon so he can just write his name everywhere. Twomp, 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 twomp. Okay, just write it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I also came up with the idea: let's get together as Americans to see how much money we would have to give him for him to leave.
Yeah. The funny thing is, he's taken so much, like you were saying. I don't know if he would leave. Like, he's getting so much. I forget what his net worth increased by, but it was almost $4 billion. I mean, could we give him 10 and just say go?
But I tell you what, let me tell you also, let him take it in this fashion. Because once things tilt back on its axis, his kids will be paying the U.S. government back in spades. I can't tell you. This is going to go. The government is going to take their money back. I don't care, and they can hide it anywhere because people are saying, they're going to hide it offshore. There is nothing better than a nerd that went to school to be a forensic scientist, a financial forensic scientist. I know a few of them.
Yeah, I think they would be motivated by their own career. I think anyone who took them down would have a political career. This is one of the reasons why they're talking about Letitia James has a political career in front of her.
Oh,
simply
God.
because
Yep.
The amount of lawsuits that she could have after this is over, like, it would only raise her political.
I mean, she's going to be the attorney.
Yeah, and she's already competent, and she's got style. Like, she's photogenic and
she's American.
good on camera. Yeah.
Now I want her to stop wearing those crocodile boots up to her thigh.
Well, yeah, but she's just gonna. People will like seeing Trump, have to pay
to be a little
money. Yeah.
So that's
just going to be a popular thing.
So I brought that up because this motherfucker started some shit called Trump RX, and unless you're getting cash for your drugs, it's not going to do any good. But watch this. Just to inform you. Go ahead.
Surprise everyone. Trump RX is a massive scam. I, for one, am utterly shocked. Clearly some bad actors, likely some commie liberals like Zorhan Bad Bunny Pelosi Schumer Mamdani have ruined this amazing project. Because as we all know, Donald Trump only puts his name on the highest of quality products. Like Trump Steaks, Trump Phones, Trump University, Trump Airlines with their planes that never ever crashed. Except sometimes. Trump RX at its core is a PR stunt. Because Donald Trump is a terrible negotiator and actively doesn't give a fuck about patients or seniors or Americans for that matter, his policies have made medicine in America substantially more expensive. He knows this, and everyone in the White House knows this, which is why Trump RX was born. The site is an utter joke, meant to convince you that your prescriptions are less expensive than it is. All this site does is aggregate prescriptions from different manufacturers and displays the lowest possible price. A price 99.999999999% of Americans will never be offered. In fact, in most cases, it seems that if you follow Trump RX recommendations, you end up with even more expensive prescriptions than traditionally offered through insurance. Donald Trump has managed to not only fuck over your healthcare costs, he found a way to create a system substantially more expensive to use, which would be hilarious if it wasn't deeply, deeply depressing. So to recap, he created a shitty website which costs somewhere between $2 and $5 million, which is more complicated and costs you more money to use than what already exists, and offers no practical discounts to any Americans for any services. And then he went on a victory lap, claiming he personally solved all of America's health issues with it. I wonder why he isn't asking for the Nobel Prize for medical research. Fuck, I bet we could troll him into thinking he'd get one.
What's even crazier about it is that the process of building that site might not have even been legal. It's actually going through the courts right now. Besides whether or not it actually saves you any money.
That was my next thing.
Yeah, it's just probably illegal. It's going through the courts now.
After I pulled the story, it came up because it gets sued like shit. So Trump X will be going away shortly. Can I see Sammy's comment, please? Hi, Sam. What's going on? We ain't helping bitch like Candace Owens and Nicki Minaj, who has proven to be very anti-black. Hope Trump and his boys run trains on them. They probably already doing it. in their fuckholes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Y'all forced me to act this way. Now, of course, we touch on every segment of the population here on the Saturday Sit Down because we like to sit down. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Now, you ain't had no tea till you get it from the gays. This little the gays got tea. Give us that tea. What's going on,
girl? Do you want some tea? Cause I got it. So sit back, relax, and send me your dry cleaning bill, bitch. Tell me why rumor has it that No Neck, you know, Charlie Kirk, he was investigating his wife with a PI because he felt that she was cheating on him. And bitch, tell me why he had a gut feeling so hard that when Erica Kirk sat at the hearing of his will, he wrote her out of his will and gave all his assets to his children. But bitch, it gets better. Tell me why Erica Kirk challenged the will and stated, guess what, bitch? Uno reverse, those kids are not his. Bitch, I am gagging.
That is a gag.
Girl, not her finding out she ain't gonna get none of his money, so she said, you know what, your children are not yours. Confirming that she was cheating, girl. Now the question is, whose are these kids? Are they J.D. Vance's? And this is why Usha got pregnant? Girl, the plot goddamn thickens. Goddamn.
Oh, God. This is like evidence that we treat politics like a
soap opera,
reality show.
Telenovela.
It is.
Yeah,
it is a reality show.
This is the reason why fucking Trump won anyway, because he's a fucking reality
is.
show.
It absolutely is.
Fucking, that's so horrible.
It is.
So terrible. So terrible.
But it is juicy too.
It is
what? They're not your kids? That is straight up telenovela shit. Right? Isn't that the core of every fucking soap ever? Is that your parents or someone else's parent? Like, okay.
Yeah, because I love when he said Uno reverse. I get it.
Right.
It is so.
I totally understand.
I mean, that's what broke up Ted Nicole on Beyond the Gates.
What, the name on his kids? Well, he had an extra kid.
Or that he had an extra kid.
Oh God, that too.
I still think they're gonna get back together. She's so stupid. Anyway, that does it for the Black News today. Thank you for joining us each and every Saturday at the top of the hour for America's favorite way to get their news. And
love you, Amanda.
We forgot to run the damn opening to the Black News.
No, we played it.
Did we?
Yes. Were you not here?
No,
I did play the intro to the Black News.
No, because I now drink on Friday nights.
Oh, okay. That's what it is. Okay, I got you.
I played it.
I am
sure.
Malcolm is my witness. Hey, did y'all see the intro to the Black News? Mr. Calvin, did you not see the intro to the Black News? Confirm that for me, please. Because yes, I did play it.
So today in the conversation, I like to don't you start. I drink on Friday nights now.
It's all good.
So each week in the conversation, I like to pick a Trump cabinet member to pick on. This week's turn is Howard Lutnick. Let me introduce you to Howard Lutnick. Go ahead.
The story of Howard Lutnick, Lil Donnie's commerce secretary, and his secret life with Epstein. Howard Lutnick has always maintained that he thought Epstein was an evil man and that he avoided him throughout his life. Unfortunately for Howard Lutnick is a fucking liar. In 1998, Howard bought the townhouse at 11 East 71st Street in Manhattan. He purchased this townhouse from Epstein, and amazingly enough, Epstein was from then on his next-door neighbor. In fact, they were neighbors until Epstein's death. And Lutnick maintains ownership of the property still. For those counting, that's nearly 2 decades. Lutnick, however, claims that in 2005, he decided that Epstein was a bad man, despite knowing him for 9 years at that point, and that he cut off contact after seeing a massage table in one of the rooms. However, The newly released files show that this is a straight-up lie. In 2011, they had friendly nightcaps together. In November of 2012, they met up while partying in the Caribbean. The next month, Lutnick sailed his yacht to the fucking island and spent a few days there. Epstein even sent him a little thank you note for stopping by. They met socially at fundraisers. They met privately to discuss working on projects together. They were friends and neighbors. And all of this while, by Lutnick's own admission, he knew exactly what Epstein was up to, and much of it after the first arrest. And then, in 2025, knowing what was coming, Lutnick made the insanely stupid claim that he cut off ties in 2005, which is a fucking lie. Because Lutnick, like Donnie, was fucking involved. He partied at the Brownstone, he partied in Florida, and he went to the fucking island. They are all involved. They are all complicit, and they are all covering it up.
That is Howard Lutnick. And you know, it wouldn't have been, he would have got away if he wouldn't have just told a fucking lie. If he would have just said, yes, I bought something from him, which lots of people did. Like, doing business is not the crime.
Right.
The crime is being a PDF and going out to a PDF island. But I have coming up in a little bit, there is another accusation that I find it's hard to shock me, but yes, thank you. I did not just tell y'all I drink Friday nights and I don't know. Right. Look, I'm young and just before they hit puberty, probably so.
Yikes.
Probably so. So Malcolm and I often have questions about where did MAGA come from? What is MAGA? This is the single most clear definition I could find. Clear in what they stand for. And it was given by a black man and in the most talented form. Let's go ahead.
MAGA consistently confuses oppression and repression, and that confusion is the backbone of their movement. Donald Trump just said because of civil rights that white people are being treated very badly. But what he is experiencing is not oppression, it is the repression of their hate, cruelty, bigotry, and a worldview that their dominance should be reserved, is deserved, and should be preserved. Y'all have freedom of speech. You do not have the freedom of consequence. And what this administration is reacting to is not injustice, it is accountability. Now come on and let that saute in your spirit for a minute. This movement is not confused about race. It is committed to hierarchy. The policies, the language, the priorities, all of it points in the same direction. The targeting of black and brown communities, the weaponization of ICE to remove people under the guise of law and order, the obsession with borders, and making certain folks follow orders while criminals' names stay dormant in folders. This is not coincidence. It's white nationalism in full effect. And they attempt to turn around and tell us that we're imagining it, that racism doesn't exist, that we pull in the race card, it's reverse racism, that we're holding ourselves back. That lie depends real heavily on amnesia. Because race did not originate with us. We did not invent skin color as a metric for rights and safety or humanity. White people did. This country engineered race like a system, a sorting mechanism. Who could own, who could loan, who could roam, who could live safely at home, who could violate others with impunity. Color was made into a weapon, and now that we have reclaimed what was once used to mark us for punishment, now that we wear our blackness and our brownness with pride, y'all call it divisive. Then they try to use rhetoric to deem us as threatening, as dangerous, as violent, but no one has ever been more violent towards us than them. They fed our babies to alligators. They tied cinder blocks to our ankles and threw the body in the ravine. They hung people, brought their children, laid out on picnic blankets, took photographs, and smiled as a dead human laid behind them. And now, after a fraction of the time that we endured that, they are already at their limit. So just imagine how marginalized communities must feel. It has not even been that long since full civil liberties even existed in this country, and already restraint feels intolerable to them. They want us to treat their discomfort as equivalent to our oppression, and it is not. But the irony is, what was done to us did not weaken us, it sharpened us. It forged resilience. It gave us the ability to hold joy and grief, power and vulnerability, resistance and love at the same time. And that requires nuance. Living in this country demands intellectualism. It demands the ability to hold more than one truth at once. Our blackness is strength. It is our beauty. It is our power. And it also comes at a cost. Those things are not contradictions. They are realities. We understand that our identities can empower us and endanger us simultaneously. We understand that dignity and risk can coexist. We understand complexity. This movement does not. It insists absolutes. It insists on calling equality interference because interference is easier to argue than injustice. But understand that this deep desire to keep us checked is an internal fear that white people have, that if we collectively come together, that we will do to them what has been done to us. But that has never been what we wanted. We don't want subjugation. We don't want reversal. We don't want to dominate anyone. We want equality for everyone. And if the expansion of rights feels like interference to you, that discomfort will not quell our fight for freedom and justice. Equality doesn't need permission, and we don't need yours.
He ate with that. He ate with that.
I found that to be very poignant at a time like this. Because Malcolm, I don't know, I don't know about the other 360 million people in this country, but we're asking the question, how do you move forward? And I don't know, again, I say after that and knowing what they do, I'm not sure. But something weird, let's switch gears for a second. Something weird popped up in the Epstein files. And I don't know how to approach this because I don't like doing salacious things. But this is real. Now, the words that are in the files are real. It is not clear. Well, watch this.
So they believe they've found the code word for eating human meat in the Epstein emails, and it's jerky.
People going crazy think they found a code word for human meat? Wait, what? Hope you are feeling better. Did we analyze the jerky? Why didn't we get jerky this week? Beef jerky, delicious. Jojo is here and we'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. We'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. Why would jerky walk around? Why would it do that? Delicious lunch, beef jerky. Steve and I are very grateful above all for your friendship. Some of these emails are so wholesome, aren't they? It's too bad they eat kids. A small insulated bag would be fine. I don't remember checking it. No need for crazy amounts of ice. One should do. There is one bag of beef jerky in the fridge. Please get it. Also, Blank has more at her place. Please get it from her as well. I suppose it needs to be in a cold, insulated bag. Just wanted to touch base about jerky. J.E. said he was going to start eating regular food again, so he might be eating less jerky. He said he has 6 bags of it in a downstairs freezer. Why would you freeze jerky? Steve needs a 6 to 8 ounce portion of jerky. I gave you all the jerky we had, and it lasted only half the amount of time it was meant to. I felt like it was more important for you to have the jerky to eat during my time off. My plan is to make a batch before I leave for LSJ, and some of that will go to Steve, and the rest will go to you at LSJ when I arrive. Little St. James Island. And that's what LSJ must mean. So logically, that means that they were doing this off of the island. Steve Hansen is sending jerky to your attention overnight. I believe it should be enough to get him through. Jeffrey Epstein is asking to bring him more jerky. I'm flying in on Friday. I will bring jerky. Is there a time I could come say hi and drop off the beef jerky? And that's from Jeffrey Epstein. Francis has time to come tomorrow. Show me how to make it. Jerky class anyone. He will bring you to taste his new jerky recipe from the restaurant. He sends a warm hello. He's working at a restaurant called guys, the restaurant's called Cannibal and Cooks. Wait for it. Beef jerky and steak.
The people are demons in the sick. They need to be arrested immediately. The words are there. I mean, you can insinuate what you will. And I warn people, you can put anything into any context that you want. I mean,
yeah, I don't. Honestly, I don't know if I believe any of that, but
I don't know. I believe some of it, but I think jerky may be drugs.
There's another code word in there that's been kind of going around. There's like a link to this pizza place that serves grape soda, and they keep referencing grape soda, and we know that grape sounds a lot like another word that would involve like sex trafficking and stuff like that.
I was going to say, wasn't Pizzagate originally the same thing too? Like pizza
but every lie has based in the truth. So, and the reason I reported on this is because, like, jerky could be drugs, jerky could be anything. I don't necessarily, but what the thing I wanted to highlight in this is that wealth and privilege can get you anything.
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But and then that's the sad part about it. And I want somebody to protect these fucking kids, these people that were. I mean, fuck Epstein, fuck Trump, fuck Bill Clinton, fuck Hillary, fuck all that. I mean, these children deserve to be protected. If they were killed in age, but let's talk about the ones that are the ladies that were up in Congress that were just raped repeatedly, taken to a doctor in Boston and made to have abortions, and they were made to see this one OBGYN because he will not tell. The fucking bitch ass Bondi couldn't even look at those girls during those hearings. Her fucking scrawny ass neck to turn around and look at these girls. Fuck all y'all, and that's all I want. It just needs.
I sent you a video on TikTok when she was Attorney General in Florida, and she has a video out where she's talking about how she's going to fight against sexual trafficking and all this other kind of stuff, and it's just like, well, that didn't age well, now did it?
not when you're doing the exact opposite. Well, and I think we're all losing in the salaciousness of all the Epstein malarkey, whatever it is. It's people's emails. I don't know. Fuck them. I hope they were not eating children for this Pete's sake.
Right.
But I don't know. There is. My mother always said there's some truth even in a lie. But anyway, let's not forget about these are involving children. In my opinion.
Yes.
We can lose sight of that. Whatever happens, but we cannot. Please, God, don't lose sight of this is somebody's daughter, sons, and if so, babies, and so forth. My next story is told by Amanda. She seems to think that Trump's losing the whites. Let's hear from Amanda. Go ahead.
Well, the one about the whites isn't from Amanda, but she does have another video in here.
Right. I'm sorry. I got confused. My hand.
So we'll talk about the whites, and then Amanda will give us.
I come to you with glad tidings. YouGov dropped a poll, and I am just going to read some numbers for you. Donald Trump's overall approval rating: 37% approve, 56% strongly or somewhat disapprove. When you break down, he is underwater with men. He's 10 points underwater with men. He's underwater with white people. Stuff white people don't like. Donald Trump!
All right, whites.
Way to go, white people!
About time.
It was funny. They were just giving a way to go, a pat on the back for white people. I don't believe in polls anymore, but I just thought it was like cheering on white people for doing the right thing.
I think what's funny is, when I think about the reason why someone wouldn't believe in polls, because it makes sense that they have, led us astray into believing of certain qualitative determinations versus the fact that they are based in very specific numbers. They'll say like, this is under, this is over. But to me, the reason why I can't imagine, for instance, just saying, I don't believe in asking people questions, because that's basically all you're doing.
Right.
And whether or not those questions result in a certain, result in an election or something like that, right? That is a different question. And so, like when I was just thinking about like the results of the election that just passed, I knew it was within the margin of error, and I didn't want to believe that we were living in the universe where Trump was going to win. Right. And then we wake up the next morning, we're like, oh no, we live in that universe. Because a margin of error is just saying like, this is what we don't know. We ask people these questions, but because you're asking such a small percentage of the population, it can't represent everyone accurately. But asking questions is something we should always do. That's all I put up. And so when you compare one poll to another, that's a qualitative thing that you can rely on, right?
Yeah.
one poll to another. Does it mean anything in an election? Maybe, maybe not. But it does mean that when you ask people this question this time, and then you ask people the same question again another time, that is something you can trust. Right. So that's how I'm saying.
Good. Well, good for you. I don't.
I know, yeah, but that's literally a Trebatic response.
No,
if you didn't
I believe that the sample size is tainted. I believe the questions are tainted. I think the people who are being questioned are lying to the pollster. So therefore, I just think the whole scientific process of that is not working. What's up, Mr. Ty? What's happening, sir? The Gallup is getting rid of the presidential polls. It's the main way persons in power, i.e. presidents, are measured as a whole. 47 is a snowflake.
Absolutely.
But that's the thing, though. Like when you say that they're lying, they're always lying. The same people are always lying.
Correct.
So that you can compare liars to liars.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. If you compare apples to apples, it's still a valuable tool. That's all I'm saying. You just can't trust what they're saying. If you believe they're liars, then don't trust what they're saying.
Okay.
You're still
exactly.
saying.
So let's agree to disagree. Yeah. Let's go ahead and move on to Amanda and what she has to say. Go ahead.
When Donald Trump was inaugurated in January of last year, it really looked like Republicans were going to win the culture war. Republicans were dominating the podcast landscape and launching new podcasts. The Trump administration was pounding colleges and universities into submission. It turns out that dominating culture is not the same thing as dominating the government. And as the Trump administration has gone on and Republicans behave more like complete and total dweebs demanding safe spaces, despite the fact that they are in charge of everything, they've lost. And the Turning Point USA halftime show at the Super Bowl last night was kind of the final nail in the coffin. No one would perform at the Kennedy Center once Trump put his name on it, so now he's been forced to close it. Republicans demanded that Ivy League colleges become safe space for legacy white kids, and that's completely backfired. Now black and brown students, especially across the South, are enrolling at higher rates in state universities, which is where most of those white kids were going to end up anyway, but now they're not going to have anywhere to go. New York Times is saying that Turning Point USA's halftime show, which was pre-recorded and lip-synced and headlined by Kid Rock, who likes to sing about abusing small girls, only got 6 million concurrent viewers on YouTube. I went to the Turning Point USA YouTube channel after the halftime show, and this is the number that I actually saw. But whatever, let's go with 6 million. Early estimates of Bad Bunny's halftime show have at 135 million viewers, which would make it the most watched halftime show ever. For reference, 6.1 million viewers isn't even the population of Atlanta. Republicans had a really embarrassing crash out about it on social media. This is Laura Loomer. This pearl-clutching decency police about twerking. It's dorky. You're just dorky. Jake Paul, the MAGA boxer who got his clock cleaned a couple of weeks ago, also crashed out about it. He called Bad Bunny a fake American despite the fact that Jake Paul lives in Puerto Rico. And then he woke up and had to walk it back because people were like, what's wrong with you? He's finally just like, I got hacked. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I like Bad Bunny. And there's the podcast bros that help put Trump in office the second time. Joe Rogan has been openly critical. So has Andrew Schultz and so has Theo Vaughn. They have functionally lost those guys. Instead, they're turning to people like Katie Miller, who has the personality of a wet piece of toilet paper, to launch podcasts. This is Stephen Miller's wife. Her podcast has a 2.6 star out of 5. Nobody likes it. Even right-wing culture staples like Megyn Kelly only have a 4.4 rating. Compare that to left-leaning podcasts like Here's Suzanne Lambert. We love Suzanne, 4.9. Midas Touch, 4.9. Find out, guys, 4.9. This is happening. Cultural dominance comes from a few things. Curiosity, racial diversity, empathy, and an open mind. The Republican Party, quite purposefully, is very, very scared of all of those things. So the only cultural dominance they can get is manufactured. And over the last year, that manufacturing has fallen apart. They're so easily triggered, and they're so easily offended by the littlest things, and so easily frightened by the littlest things, and the way that they demand safe spaces constantly. This is a criticism that the left used to get, but now it's pretty obvious that it's not us. Sucks to suck.
And so speaking of that, she had on last weekend. We all took part. Well, some of us did not. In the Super Bowl, it was really great. Here's a breakdown of the Bad Bunny performance. Here we go.
I want to talk specifically about the political references in this halftime show that really got me. So starting off, we're in the sugarcane fields of Puerto Rico. just diving right into the historical context of colonialism in the Caribbean, the history of slavery in the Caribbean, the exploitation of our land and our natural resources for the economic gain of the empire. Now we're in New York City, Nueva York. And then Benito just waltzes up to go take a shot with who? Toñita. Who's Toñita? This is a real Puerto Rican woman who lives in Brooklyn and owns something called the Caribbean Social Club, which is one of the last standing Puerto Rican establishments in Williamsburg, which has been a hugely gentrified neighborhood of New York City, which was always traditionally Puerto Rican. She herself has almost been kicked out many times, but refuses to sell. She's an icon of fighting gentrification in Nueva York. Part of the show that hit us Boricuas the hardest, Ricky Martin.
Quieren quitarme el río y también la playa, quieren el barrio mío y que abuelita se vaya, no suelte la bandera ni olvide el Lelolai, que no quiero que hagan contigo lo que le pasó a Hawái.
Ricky Martin from Puerto Rico just sang a Bad Bunny song saying, I don't want to happen to us what happened to Hawaii. A blatant call for independence and sovereignty and decolonization of Puerto Rico. And then we go straight into this. Actually simulated the problems with our power grid in Puerto Rico, which is a direct consequence of us being a colony, and the privatization of our power grid by the USA. Then Bad Bunny emerges from the fields carrying the Puerto Rican flag, but not just any Puerto Rican flag. This is the light blue Puerto Rican flag, which is the original colors. And this is the flag that they banned. And then we were only allowed to get our flag back when they changed it from light blue to that navy royal blue to match the blue in the American flag. But by waving this flag, this is our original flag, again referencing our own sovereignty.
A mi pueblo, mi patria, Puerto Rico. Seguimos aquí.
And ending it with Seguimos aquí, which means we're still here. Even though you're trying to colonize us and gentrify us out of our own island, Seguimos aquí.
I'm still here. Now, in the interest of fair programming and fair and balanced programming, I will bring you what happened at the TP USA show.
I'm sorry, you mispronounced that. It's now pronounced Tipuse.
Sorry. Pardon me. Pardon me, Tipuse.
There you
This
go.
is the Turning Point USA halftime show, broken down into 2 minutes. I've removed the music due to copyright reasons. The show opened with a conspiracy theorist saying a few words. Right off the top, there were some audio problems with underwhelming, out-of-sync pyrotechnics, while the guitarist from Brantley Gilbert's band played the national anthem on electric guitar. Gilbert then performed the song Real American with fire, 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 and lots of fire. Second song was sort of a ballad. It included rap sections, guitar solos, and some spoken word. Then Gabby Barrett came out in a beautiful blue suit with flowing blonde hair. She had a lovely voice, but the audio production was so poor that most of what she sang was incomprehensible. Sing in English already! Moving on to Lee Price with the lyric, we are up when the rooster crows, we clock in when the whistle blows, in a song that was about being blue collar, not alcoholism. How dare you think such a thing about a song called Drinking Class? The next song was about a truck, a gun, some boots, cutting grass, and his declaration that transgender folks don't exist. Third song, He's Hard to Love, alcohol, and He's Hard to Love. We then move on to The Big Show, Kid Rock, lights, lights, and more lights. He wore his good shorts for this one. He opened with a hit from 1999 that mentioned beepers, crackheads, methadone clinics, hookers, crystal meth, and topless dancers. Perfect lyrics for a Turning Point USA event. Either Kid Rock forgot the lyrics to his own song, or the audio was not synced correctly. It was hard to tell. Blackout.
Lights come up on a pirate cello player and an evening gown violinist. They played an instrumental number. The next introduction, Robert Ritchie, a.k.a. Kid Rock wearing pants. His country ballad included a spoken word section about greasy parts. Kid Rock with pants talked about Bible and Jesus. The same man once wrote the lyrics, young ladies, I like 'em underage. See, some say that's statutory, but I say it's mandatory. The Turning Point USA production was 35 minutes long, which was nearly 3 times longer than Bad Bunny's performance. That's some crazy math.
Lights, fire.
I love it. And also, it was pre-recorded, so they could watch the game.
Right.
Oh, what's up, sir? Toilet Paper USA show was reportedly 5 million bots. Okay, it was. And it was recorded over 2 days, 2 times as long as 2,500% less viewers. Snowflakes are melting, folks.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed that Ricky didn't get Botox this time. Well, he couldn't have.
Oh lordy, right? But yeah, it was really. But that song, the one when she said he was talking about, because the guy's song was called "It's Hard Being Country" in this country these days, and it's like, I just want to drive my truck, drink a beer, go fishing, cut my grass, feed my dog, and they're like, people are clowning him saying, those don't really sound like hard things to do. Why are you having a problem with doing those things? Like, is that hard for you to do today? Like, seriously? And then when he got to the part about, I want to tell my little girl that little boys can't be little girls, it's like, oh, okay, now we're coming up to the part that's the problem. You just want to be transphobic and you don't want to be canceled. Okay, well, that makes more sense than you not being able to feed your dog or cut your grass. So,
I just fed my dog. Poor Charlie.
The feminists
was it hard for you to feed Charlie?
No. Did you feed your Charlie? Was it hard?
No, it's never hard. But apparently it's hard if you're country.
Malcolm, did your mother enjoy her cream of wheat this morning? Was it hard? I just want to know. Are these things getting hard? Not Ricky. That man is still fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, Ricky Martin is fine. He is fine. I heard he was an asshole, though, but he is fine. It's very fine. All right, thank you. That was it for the conversation. And, we like to give equal time to equal things. Let's go ahead and get into some the Weekly Rewind. We are a whole-ass network with shows every day of the week. And so, in case you miss anything, let me catch you up to speed. Ta-da! Right here.
But anyway, gonna move on to our next video, which is this one.
Piece is making history yet again, and literally for all of the right reasons. So we have seen multiple times now that the One Piece flag is actually being used as a way to protest. We've seen it in Mexico, we've seen it in Indonesia, we've seen it when they actually overthrew all of Nepal and hung it right in front in this amazing and epic picture. And now it's being used in anti-ICE protests as they pull up the Frankie quote saying existing is not a crime. And this is why I say everything, including One Piece and most of your favorite media, are political. Not that we needed any more evidence that One Piece was one of the greatest animes of all time, but seeing it back to back, constantly affecting and being used in the real world is absolutely amazing.
These government bastards may tell you that your existence is a crime, but no matter how dangerous you may be, just being alive, just being who you are, is never wrong. What you do is your choice, but there's no right or wrong in who you are.
Where you been? Our cartoon's been political since
but people are like, what? Because you know what, people have an issue with the whole woke thing. They say everything is woke now. I'm like, comics, cartoons, anime has been like this since they started, and I'm just like, how do y'all come to the conclusion that now things are woke when they have been like this since the dawn of, well, not dawn of time, but since they started, since the dawn of you know, nerd and geek media? Like, where the fuck have y'all been? Seriously.
They just found a new word for it.
Honey,
I am not gay. I am 100% straight. What part of that don't you people understand? I have more women in my phone than I have hair on my head. I've had more girlfriends than Law & Order SVU has seasons. Honey, I'm straight like measuring tape. You gays are just mad because you can't have me. You're mad because I'm serving hetero fish and you're serving rainbow trout. Filthy. Filthy. Sashay away. Away with her. Take the girls to the dungeon. This is not an act. My heterosexuality is real. Do I look like the type of person who would pretend to be straight? Honey, I don't need to pander. Because I am the standard. Would a gay person do this? I think not. Honey, I am not into men at all. Not even a little bit. I'm not even curious. I don't care. Honey, I don't care if the beat is sick. Get away from me with your disco stick. I'm hetero, but some people think I'm hetero adjacent. Honey, I'm straighter than the line that shows up when a doctor loses a patient. I've been a hetero boy. Is somebody gonna match my straight? Is somebody gonna match my straight? Is somebody gonna match my hetero? Is somebody gonna match my hetero?
I apologize to America. I'm sorry.
Oh god, that's so funny though.
It making me laugh. It makes me laugh. It making me laugh.
You know, the thing is, I remember having this conversation, and it really offended someone when I pointed out like a friend of ours in common who was in the closet. I was like, how does anyone believe that he's in the closet? He's so gay. And he was just so mad at me for saying that. I was like, oh, well, okay.
Nobody, but yeah.
Anyway,
So
they're like that. It's so ridiculous. It's like a joke. Like, what the fuck? How are you?
So I know that letter was hard to read. So I got the letter as well. So let's take a look at the letter that she wrote. Now, I know it's hard to read the letter, so I transcribed the letter. So this is what she wrote. Hey, Miss Kid, I'm writing concerning Koya's number grades, and I've never seen a report card like this, and I figured it out, though. What? W-A-T, I'm not understand is why she scored all ones with handwriting and she knows how to spell and write her name. Yes, I understand she gets uppercase and lowercase mixed up a little, but scoring a 1 on handwriting is ridiculous. Don't you think maybe if anything? I've been having problems with her behavior non-stop about small things. I keep record of this. I need a meeting in person because this is really unacceptable. I'm not saying Koya is in the wrong for not following directions, but some things need to be handled differently, like timeout for the student when it get out of hand for the teachers. Could she change classrooms? Is it possible for Koya to come? Because, well, whoa, what happened? I'm sorry. Koya comes home and tell me a lot about the class. Also, we just need a meeting ASAP. Thanks, Miss Hyatt. So the internet said, girl, now we know why Koya has a problem with her writing because this is where it comes from.
Can we get the prices right, trombones?
First of all, you don't address Miss Kid as, hey, y'all not friends?
My thing is this.
There's so much wrong.
The fact that she started off the video by saying, don't talk about my handwriting. I attended high school and I finished and I did some college. So and then flip the bird. She already knew that like people were gonna read her the riot ad for her writing. Right. And it's not so much. I mean, yes, the writing is not great. I don't have the greatest penmanship either. But it's the spelling. It's the run-off sentences. It's the, it's a mess.
Spelling, noun-verb agreement is nil.
Right.
Hey, yo, cheetah. What's up? I was just jerking it, and it gave me an idea to make jerk chicken. So can you help me? Teach me how to do it. Yeah, bro, first get that shit off your face, and now we gotta whip up a nice marinade. It goes scallions, scotch bonnet, peppers, and onions, allspice, salt, sugar, and some cinnamon, with nutmeg and some thyme, black pepper and lime.
Isn't this marinade way too dry?
Yeah, if we want a jerky, we need lubrication. Add soy sauce or vinegar, then you take it to the blender and pour it in, and blend it up. Pour it over your chicken.
Okay, now what?
Cover it up and put it in the fridge for at least 4 hours so the flavor sink in.
What are we gonna do for 4 hours?
I got an idea. Now it's time to put the chicken on the grill and grill it till the skin's crispy and it's cooked through the middle. And out of it's done, go and serve it on a plate with Jamaican rice and some fried plantains.
This is just what I was looking for. Now I don't know which meat I like jerking more.
Oh my.
It's a little dumb, I know. But I got John videos. There you go. I was like, how many things can you put together? A recipe, jerking off, comedy, and music? I'm like, damn,
Right.
how many
When he
things you can
said,
jam into
what
one
we going to
video?
do for 4 hours? He said, I got an idea. I said, oh.
And try again later.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so
I said
he
yes.
does in fact be stroking.
I said yes. We have another video. I'm excited.
We do have another video. I was about to move to. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? Lord.
Oh my God, he's drunk now. He's lost control. We're going down the flames,
Oh,
Charlie.
there we go. I'm not going down, at least not just yet. You ready? Here's a second.
Whoa, 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 hey.
So he had just shaved. Have you ever manscaped before?
No, I hate that.
No?
No.
Really?
No.
I'm intrigued.
No, I love hair and I love to be hairy. No, sir.
Okay.
No, I want to cause a fire. I want friction.
Okay. Yes. Now, I've been told I need to shave mine down.
No. You come in this motherfucker look like Harry and the Hendersons, we all right.
Exactly. Yeah,
Now, you're not going to take no shower at my house because you're not going to fuck up my plumbing.
Well, that's when you put down the little hairnet trap, Okay.
That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it gets too sweaty in the hair, you're gonna be funky as fuck.
Showers are back on, y'all.
Yeah, there we go. But I mean, again, so so you've never manscaped.
No, I like it, and I like hair. I love hair.
Okay.
I don't like it bald. I don't like it bald. No bald.
I don't like bald stuff either. I mean, I've seen some guys. I'm like, oh God, you're really hot, but you shave your crotch. What the fuck is wrong with you?
And then, I mean, like, I'm not into children. I'm not into anything. I'm a full grown ass motherfuckers, right? How you gonna sniff your juices and wipe it on here? Yeah, I want to know what the smell the fuck does he wipe? And, yeah. Wow. I am still up in the air about what Malcolm had on his show. I was like, okay, all right, well, that's cool. But you can catch all those shows right here on this very network, Monday through Friday. We'll give you the schedule again at the end of the program. I like this is Black History Month. We get the shortest month of the year, of course. They don't like us like that, but I just want to constantly remind you of black shit. So you want to LOL, I don't know which meat I like to jerk more. Yeah. that was really confusing to me because I'm like, what? It's a lot going on. It's a lot. I got it. And I could just imagine myself when I was thinking that when Malcolm ran to the video, I wasn't there. I could just see how he was like, oh my God. Right? Just like, I'm sure he like loved it the moment he saw it. And it was interesting once it got to
It was very entertaining. I enjoyed it.
So, all right, let's go ahead and get into some black shit, and then we'll talk about Patreon. At the end, we'll talk about all the other programs and how you can become a Patreon member. For $5 a month, you too can save the life of a horny homosexual. Thank you, Malcolm, Dr. Pookie, for your contributions for keeping us ball sacks empty. Okay, let's go ahead and get into some black shit. We're going to run in succession for time purposes.
Right, that Robert Smalls lived the most consequential life of any South Carolinian in memory. I know who Robert Smalls was. Tell the people about this man's extraordinary story.
Robert Smalls was born into slavery. Now, around the age of 17, he started working on the waterfront. Here, he was prancing around the ship one day. He threw on the captain's cap. And one of his buddies said to him, "You know, when you put that cap on, you look exactly like the captain." This set off something in his head, and he started making a plan. He started studying the currents. He knew how the currents flowed into Charleston Harbor. He then listened to all of the whistles. He knew what the whistles meant, and then he hatched a plan to escape from slavery. He brought his family into the plan and a few of his close friends, and because he noticed that on every Friday night, the three guys who ran the ship would go into Charleston and would not come back until Saturday. He picked the Friday night that he was going to wait for them to go in, and when he thought it was safe, he put that captain's cap on, and he fired up the engines. He started the whistles to going, and they took the planter, that ship, out of the Charleston Harbor, past Fort Sumter, where the Civil War began. He did the right whistles, and the sentry yelled out, "Go blow those damn Yankees out the water." And he said, "Aye," kept going, got beyond any capture. His wife had brought along a white bedsheet, and they took that bedsheet and put up the flag of surrender and delivered that ship to the Union Army. And he got his freedom.
And he went on to become a congressman as well.
Absolutely. He became, for 10 years, a member of the House of Representatives in South Carolina. In fact, it was Robert Smalls that put up the resolution to have free public education for everybody. And Robert Smalls, who did not have an education himself, when he did that, South Carolina became the first state in the Union to provide free public education for all.
So the interesting story about Mr. Claiborne, he's actually a personal friend of mine. If it's a picture of me and him back behind one of us, I don't, can we? Oh, behind me. Can we move me?
Not really.
So, oh shit.
It's in the background. You might be able to make background in the foreground, like put a
Yeah.
picture of it up. But what were you saying?
Oh, James Lobburn is actually a friend of mine. He's the reason why I got my job in the government.
Oh yeah. I was trying to remember who he was. I was like, yeah.
So actually, it is wonderful. He's from I was born in South Carolina. I was born in Tijuana, and he is actually your senator down there in Tijuana.
Right.
Amazing. He's an amazing man. He's about to retire though. His wife died a couple of years ago. But that was an amazing story he told about one of the first blacks.
Yeah, I remember seeing a TikTok video about it, saying like how good of a movie that would make. You know,
that would make for an excellent movie. I agree.
Yeah.
Video of Black Sheep.
Right.
Want to go video?
Yeah. Kid Rock has a half black son, and that's the thing that trips me out about him and his attachment to white supremacy. is that he does it so hard that people forget that he has a half black son. And at first I thought it was really weird that he would attach himself to something and a concept that his son will have no inheritance in. And of course, that's his whiteness. But then I thought, you know what? It's a tale as old as time. Thomas Jefferson, the quote unquote founding father, did it, right? He had children with Sally Heming, and his children looked so much like him that people often mistook them for each other as the children got older. And the crazy thing about it is, like, his attachment to the world he wanted to create had nothing to do with his children. And he was creating a world that his children would not benefit from. And I'm thinking also of Strom Thurmond, who had the second longest filibuster in American history, right? And the whole time, he had a black daughter. He was paying for her tuition, paying for her to go to the best schools, paying for her to go to historically black colleges in South Carolina. And the whole time, he is filibustering the civil rights bill. That's how you know white supremacy is a pathology. Something's not right. The lights are on, but no one's home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty interesting when I think his daughter refused to ever say anything bad about him as well. It was also kind of interesting too, like those sort of situations. I was thinking also of like totally unrelated, but Clarence Thomas's sister, who he used as a political prop to become a Supreme Court justice, also refused to say anything bad about her brother.
Well, because your loved ones, you don't see
Yeah.
it. You know,
Right.
I treat you like an asshole, but it was my sister. I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, it is.
Not
that's
my
fascinating.
brother, you know what I mean? Bullshit, bitch, I slapped that hoe. She was like, why you?
Right.
Right. I think that's what it is. Go ahead and put
Yeah, I
up.
don't know about Kid Rock's son, or I don't know, but
He fucked some black stripper.
who knows?
Oh, he did. He fucked some black stripper. Go ahead and put up the next thing. I think it's just a black girl.
You want to talk about hypocrisy? Well, let's talk about Strom Thurmond, one of America's most staunch segregationists who spent his entire career fighting against what? Black rights. But guess what? He had a black daughter the entire time, and the way he handled it, unbelievable. Strom Thurmond was a U.S. Senator from South Carolina who built his entire political career on segregation and racism. He ran for president in 1948 under the Dixiecrat Party, a whole party created just to fight against civil rights and keep Jim Crow alive. Let's talk about his record. He filibustered against the Civil Rights Act of 1957 for over 24 hours straight. This is the longest filibuster in history, just to stop black people from getting equal rights. He opposed desegregation, interracial marriage, and voting rights for black Americans. This man was the face of American racism for decades. But here's where it gets interesting. While Strom Thurmond was out here preaching white supremacy, turns out he had already fathered a black daughter. Yep. Her name is Essie Mae Washington Williams. Her mother, Carrie Butler, a 16-year-old black maid who worked in Thurmond's family home. Yep. While publicly preaching against mixed racing, Thurmond was privately doing the thing he condemned. And did Strom Thurmond ever publicly acknowledge her? Nope, not once. Not in all of his years fighting civil rights, standing against interracial marriage, and pushing segregationist policies. But behind closed doors, he knew exactly who she was. He did provide financial support for Essie Mae through an intermediary, which helped her attend South Carolina State University. She met him for the first time when she was 16 years old, but their relationship was distant and secretive. He was never a father figure to her, but he did stay in contact privately. It wasn't until after his death in 2003, at 100 years old, that Essie Mae came forward with the truth. She had kept his secret for decades, believing it was her duty to protect his reputation. But here's the real kicker. His family knew the whole time. They just kept quiet. So let's be clear. Thurmond spent his life fighting to keep black people oppressed, while his own black daughter had to live in his shadow. She went on to become a school teacher, and surprisingly, she never spoke negatively about him. But his legacy? It's one of hypocrisy, and it's a reminder that racism is often built on lies, contradiction, and fear. Did you already know the story, or did this one shock you? Well, drop a thumbs up in the comments if this blew your mind, and tag somebody who needs to know the real history they don't teach you in school.
Yeah.
I to tell the real story, the guy breezed over. Then I got curious.
Yeah.
I mean, I've read about it, but I got.
It was interesting when I think I was listening to a discussion about someone who interviewed her and was trying to get all, her to talk negatively about Strom Thurmond through the interview. And it was just one of those interesting things where, they were trying to they thought that they were going to get us one story, but they got another one. And I think the story there is that, family and love is complicated because they knew who he was. He knew what he was about. And given the context in which it occurred, they kind of felt like he did right by her.
Well,
I mean, at the end of the day,
because I went down the whole rabbit hole, so she thought,
and
I guess he was. She thought he was good to him. She said she had upper middle class life. She, went to cotillions, and her mother was a maid. So obviously she was poor, but she was not poor.
Paid for her college education. And,
she ate every day, paid for a place to live, bought her a car. I mean, but he was just an asshole racist. So put up the
plan. I was also going to say that, what was it, last year, I think Cory Booker beat his filibuster record, but he didn't.
Yeah, he did. A little black history fact. The first black people born with equal rights under the law are less than 60 years old. Let that sink in. And I am one of them. 1973 was the year I was born. Amen. So just let that sink in. I am 52 years old. I'll be 53 in May. And I am the first generation person in my family to be born with what was then, because they rolled them back since then, full equal rights. All right. Well, that's now to the fun part. We're running a little late today. I tried to move it along. Comedy. Ha ha ha. Laugh.
I don't fuck with you. You little stupid ass bitch. I ain't fucking with you. You little dumbass bitch. I ain't fucking with you.
Oh God, that's good.
Keep it going, swag. My algorithm wins. This is an actual picture. He hates this picture. So it's Donald Trump.
Oh God.
It's a picture. It's an actual picture.
Right.
So go ahead. I'll look at that. Fine this one.
Okay, this may be the best political doppelganger analogy I've ever made, but you can't tell me that Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent isn't Will Ferrell playing Harry Carey, and that tariffs aren't hot dogs. Change my mind.
I do not believe that tariffs are a tax on consumers. I think that the tariffs help consumers because we are able to, if you go back and look, we have brought down the budget deficit, and the tariffs, right now we take in substantial tariff income. Over time that will rebalance as the factories move to the U.S. We're laying the ground for a very strong economy.
Imagine a world with endless supply of hot dogs. They'd be so abundant they'd become our currency. 20 hot dogs would equal roughly a nickel. Depending on the strength of the yen, I'm not quite sure, but you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just keep praying that we can clone one of these hot dogs. If you were a hot dog and you were starving, would you eat yourself?
Okay, this may be the best political doppelganger analogy I've ever made.
That's funny.
Go ahead, because it's true.
Hello, everybody. As you can see, I am currently parked outside of this bitch's house, patiently waiting on the ass whooping that I was promised. I was told the ass whooping would be hand-delivered to me, but my hands are empty and my ass remains unkicked. This individual said they wanted to run it like Chris Brown, but apparently I'm never gonna get it like En Vogue. I'm assuming the individual did not know that I was about that life. Honey, I'm from Florida. I'm like a broken radio. I don't play at all. Well, I've currently been here for approximately 10 minutes. I've knocked on the door, peeked through the window, and even yelled, "Come outside, ho, ain't nobody finna jump you." As of right now, my call to action remains unanswered, but there's always tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of Nuck If You Buck News. Until next time, back to you, Kim.
I'm girly sitting outside this bitch's house. Down, you know how many times that was me? Right, go ahead.
Oh, God.
I met Donald Trump's star at the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and somebody put a filing cabinet with photos of him and Jeffrey Epstein right out front, and I absolutely love this for him.
I do, too.
People winning, you understand me? Okay, go ahead.
You finished your 5 minutes of training? Welcome to ICE. Agent Boolicker, you're now partnered with Agent Cox.
Partnered? You just mean like professionally, right?
From HBO Max and the creators of Heated Rivalry comes a new sensual experience.
Yo, Cox.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you dropped something? Thanks. We should get in there.
Critics are calling it a lot like that sexy hockey show, but with fewer Russian accents.
Do you ever think that what we're doing is wrong? Are you kidding me? This is the least fucked up thing we've done.
The New York Times raves. Seriously, what audience is this even for?
Your feelings aren't Mexicans, Boolicker. You can't just attain them all. Fuck you, bro. So we want the same thing.
But it goes against my politics, my religion. I mean, what would Jesus do? Jesus? Who cares? He was an immigrant.
Wait, when I joined ICE, I was at rock bottom. But now you're my rock, and I'm your bottom. You know, they said nothing could get through this Kevlar vest, but you just did. Wait, with the masks, yeah.
Melted Ice. Coming to HBO Max this November.
Oh,
what are we doing?
That was so corny. It was like dad jokes, but hilarious. Yeah.
Go ahead, Swag.
Oh, God.
I don't know how a person of faith can vote for a Democrat. I really don't. And I know we have some here today, and I don't know why they're here, because they certainly don't give us their vote. They rigged the second election. I had to win it. I had to win it. I needed it for my own ego. I would have had a bad ego for the rest of my life. Now I really have a big ego, though. Beating these lunatics was incredible, right? What a great feeling. And then they say, Donald Trump is using the Justice Department to get even. And I don't. But wouldn't I have a right to? You know, Mike Johnson's a very religious person, and he does not hide it. He'll say to me sometimes at lunch, "Sir, may we pray?" I say, "Excuse me?" We're having lunch, you know, the Oval. But we worked hard at getting rid of the Johnson Amendment. It's gone as far as you can say anything you want. Now, if you do say something bad about Trump, I will change my mind, and I will have your tax-exempt status immediately revoked. Robert Jeffress was on television. He said, I know every candidate very well, and I know Trump a little bit. He may not be as good with the Bible as some of them. He may not have read the Bible as much as some of them. In fact, he may not have ever read the Bible. The scriptures always tell us that blessed are the pure in heart. I don't know if that applies to me necessarily. I'm not so sure. I was just talking to a great leader from El Salvador, and he said, man, that was some attack. I've never seen anything like that one, right? Some of you have seen he operates rather large prisons, like prisons that's so large you can't see from one side to the other unless you have perfect 20/20 eyesight with binoculars. That's how long and big. You know, this is a religious breakfast. You're going to walk away and say, he's the meanest son of a gun I've ever seen.
Actual
so bad.
president.
You know, and the funny thing is, that was at the National Prayer Breakfast, and someone asked him about why he made those comments, because they was like, that's so out of place or whatever. And who is it? The press secretary. It's like he wasn't made aware that it was about prayer. It's like, it's called the National Prayer Breakfast. How do you not know? How can you say that?
Last alive.
It literally has prayer in the name of the breakfast.
Have we noticed that she has not had a press week in months? They ate her ass alive. Do we have one more?
We have one more.
Let's go.
Now, when we think about Black History Month, we usually think of the big ones. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, Maya Angelou. But how many of you know about Cynthia Woods? Any idea what she did, Colin?
No, I don't think I'm familiar.
Cynthia is a bitch I thought was my friend. Till she showed up at my wedding wearing all white. Even I felt bad about wearing white, but that bitch ain't have no qualms.
And what does she have to do with Black History Month?
She is black and she is history to me. I'm divorced now, but if I see you, Cynthia, I hope you're still wearing white, because I'm going to introduce your ass to God.
Wow.
Oh,
she is black and she is history to me. Woo! Lord have mercy. That was funny.
I hope y'all did. Let's grab these last comments before we sing Arriba Ditch. I know y'all were full as fuck yesterday. I loved it. Just to watch y'all descend into darkness. No, I was still professional. I wasn't. No, it was just wine. I just had wine. Okay, was it? Okay. Alrighty. Well, guess what? Tomorrow we run a rerun of the Blurred Council. Thick is on he on vacation. He out there getting his birthday life. Shout out to the Thickness. Happy birthday again, my mans. See you next Sunday. But if you cannot wait, Malcolm and I will be back at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or there before. On Monday, we will spin the wheel. See what happens. Spin that wheel. Gotta do it. Tuesday, as promised, he will shake you up in like a. Remember shake and bake in the bag? You put the chicken in there and just shake. He will shake you, and Malcolm will bake you. It's like they're like Talladega Nights, shake and bake.
Right.
The philosopher king will philosophize and strategize, and he will staffize your name. Put some respect on it. It's Thursdays, my man, Cream Diggler will be doing a re-airing of he and his husband's hit show, Two Girls in a Pod. We are so lucky to have a piece of this funny look into everyday same-sex marriage and what it takes. You think you want to be married? Bitch, take a look at this. And it's not bad. It's just they are hilarious.
They are hilarious.
I've never seen two people more equally yoked, and here you go. Friday nights, Uncle Pookie and I, as Mr. Calvin put it, descend into madness as we sip on cocktails and talk about sex, drugs, rock and roll, and whatever
manscaping,
whatever crosses Dr. Pookie's mind at the time. Because it's funny because he gets shiny when he drinks. I love it. But when he starts to glisten, it's on. So that's Friday nights, 10 p.m. And next Saturday, I'll be right back here, the 21st of the month. God, this month is, But this is soon to be the third month of the year. We are speeding through this year.
Yeah.
Like
It is really fast.
Really fast. So I got a birthday coming up. The mayor has a birthday coming up. We're both made babies, by the way. Yeah. So get your little coins together. Start rolling your pennies up because I want gifts. Right. So we want gifts. I'd like to thank you for tuning in each and every week. I do appreciate you. Even my streaming people over here, thank you guys so much. And you may not know this, but you can reach us on YouTube. The channel is Mel Media Mind 2 on YouTube. And Mel Media Mind can be found on all socials. We also have a website out there, www.mailmediamindlive.com. There are changes and upgrades coming just for you. Glad you could join us today. And let's not forget Patreon. We're going to do a few minutes of Patreon today. www.patreon.com/mailmediamind2. And only for $5 a month, you too can save the life of a horny homosexual in the arms of.
I need to download that.
Yeah, that is good.
So that's right. $5 a month, you too can get privy to Malcolm and Dr. Pookie's heavily unredacted porn.
So tune into that. And we also offer, on the flip side of that, we do offer a book club. And if you'd like to join, we have the books on Telegram as exclusive content. We will give the book to you to read because we want you to read. We want you to read. We want you to be smart, kind, and wonderful. So we'll give those books to you. Tune in Wednesday. Malcolm will give you a full list of what those books are. If you want to follow me on Instagram, please do so. The talented Mr. Drayton. You can catch Swag for Life in those TikTok streets at Swag for Life. And Malcolm and I will be on all socials at Male Media Mind. Join the community on Facebook, Male Media Mind. On Facebook, it's a large community and growing ever so. We had our first viral moment about 2 weeks ago. 1.3 million views post. Very interesting, very proud. All right. Thank you for tuning in. It's from Alice's baby to yours. Happy Valentine's Day. On behalf of Swag, Malcolm, and myself, and everybody right here at Male Media Mind. Love you. Mwah.
Thanks for checking out this episode of The Saturday Sit Down with your host, the talented Mr. Drayton. Your one-stop shop for the best conversation that you don't want to miss. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And stay tuned.